Yeah, hello, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com. The game I'm playing is Industry Manager Future Technologies. Um, I don't like this game and I don't recommend it. I've been playing games since the late 1970s. I'm 46 years old. And I've played tons of games. I mean, I'm self-employed. I have plenty of time to try out video games. This game is too basic of a game, and I really did not enjoy it. I like the graphics, they're pretty, and I like the concept. But the problem is, it was too easy. Okay, there was a lot of bugs in the game, which is one of the reasons why I had to stop playing it. But the concept of creating products and technologies, etc., and the marketplace was just too easy. I mean, you just go into the tech tree and you just click on a bunch of things and that's it. You know, you don't put a lot of thought into the system. A game like Settlers, and I'm using Settlers because it was a game that was popular in the 1980s. I'm talking about version 1 and version 2. You had different resources, and you take one resource and you deliver it to one building, and then it would have to go to another building, and then to another building, and you end up with a complicated, complex chain of resource management. This game didn't have it. It didn't have it with the tech tree, and it didn't have it with the resources. Maybe they changed it because there are definitely updates. And I haven't played it since the updates. But I really did not enjoy it. It was a good basis for a game, but there were too many bugs where I'd have lots of money, and then all of a sudden I'd have a huge negative balance. And I had to earn the money back from that huge negative balance, which made the game not fun. And I think a lot of the concepts were too much for a beginner. I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to use the example, the old SimCity had schools and education, and people had to go to work, but they didn't actually go to work, and they didn't actually go to the school. They just drew a radius, or they just had, okay, this building, this person works over in this building, and that's it. But in the newer versions, they actually have the car driving the person to work, driving the person to school, and if they don't make it because of traffic, it gets delayed. That's more advanced of an AI. This game doesn't have that advanced AI. I mean, it has vehicles that are going to pick up a product and deliver it somewhere, but it has too much of the basic AI. Like the marketplace, I don't think is real. And if you don't have a real marketplace, then the whole game is meaningless, because the whole entire concept is manufacturing and selling products. And also there's competitors, and I played lots of games with competitors. In some games, having competitors makes sense, and in some games they don't. In this game, I would say it doesn't. In most games, I don't play with the competitive mode. The only games that I would be military combat games like Civ 4, Civ 5, Age of Empires 2. Then it makes sense to have competition. But in this game, it really doesn't make me feel like I'm challenged any further. So there were a lot of defects in the game, and I made some suggestions to the game developers. I don't know if they added my suggestions about how to make the game a little bit more fun. Perhaps now that they have the game looks a lot different than when I last played it. Absolutely looks different. Maybe I'll do a little bit more gameplay into it, but I don't recommend it for an advanced gamer. Maybe at some point when the game is finished or future revisions, maybe they'll have that challenging gameplay. But I found it to be too easy. I found it to be too boring. I was able to get to the higher levels too easily. I was able to grow too quickly. I'm going to talk about some similar games. There was a game called Industry Giant 2. I had way more fun with Industry Giant 2 than with this game. What other games? There's not a lot of these production type games nowadays, so it's hard to say. But there's a void in that genre, and this is attempting to fill the gap, but they didn't complete it. They didn't make it fun. I think that's what the problem is with this game. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments, please post below. I would say if you're going to buy the game, if it's $5 or $10, you want to check it out, yeah, spend the money up, but don't spend $50 on this game. I'll do a second review at some point in the future when I have more time. Thank you.